Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Aptrepreneur, and it's time to talk about St. Patrick's Day again. It is Friday. This video might even be out on Saturday. If that's the case, I wish that I had worn green, but I think it's time to address something. I uploaded a video today that questioned, is tonight really a great night to strike against Uber? And I did so because someone who, I'm not going to name names to be quite frank, not important, sent a very well-worded email about how people are dependent on us to take them home. They're going to be driving more, and they will need rides. And we are effectively like choosing our pay over their lives. And could we, A, live with that for ourselves, and B, wouldn't Uber then just turn on us like, Uber drivers leave drunk passengers stranded on St. Patrick's Day? And it was a well-thought-out argument, and so I made a video reading the email and asking people what you thought. And some people thought that I was doing it because I was backing off on the protest, or I just wanted to drive that night, and that wasn't the thing. I really thought it was a good argument. It's like, well, let's discuss this. And I've heard some very passionate responses, almost none of which supporting this guy. A couple did, but most of them were definitely against this. It got personal with me, which I suspected would happen. And after reading everything and mulling over it for the day, I have come to a conclusion that no, I do not want to drive for Uber tomorrow. Heck, I don't want to drive this weekend. You will not see me on the road the entire St. Patrick's Day weekend. And I am going to encourage everyone to not do it. And for a few reasons. First of all, we want enough of you to not drive for Uber and to hurt Uber. And everyone always says, like, well, what can I do? You know what? As Uberman pointed out in his video, what are you going to do about this? Yeah, you might think I'm the only one, but you know what? I bet you there are 15 to 20 people right next to you thinking they're the only one. And if they didn't drive, who would care? If everyone who thought that felt, I'm just one person, I don't matter, feel a lot of people. So that's the first reason. The second reason is, as people pointed out, you know what? It's not our responsibility to get these people home. It's not. There's Lyft, there's cabs, there's other Uber drivers. They can walk home. You know what? We are not a public service. And if we are, we should get paid like a public service. We are getting paid peanuts. We're getting paid pennies. And what do we, why? Why should we feel guilty about that? If passengers get stranded by Uber drivers and the headlines say that they are, we should tell them it's because Uber doesn't pay us enough to take them home. And it's already going to be a much more dangerous night driving because some people will get in their cars whether there's Uber or not. And I say this, quite frankly, because, a couple years ago, definitely know what it feels like to lose someone to a drunk driver who struck her and her friends, and 3 of them died. The one who survived, I wasn't particularly close with, but he had 2 DUIs, didn't call an Uber. So even if it's there, that's no guarantee. And I think for that reason, that's why I at least considered this person. Out of the goodness of my heart, I thought, well, maybe we shouldn't leave them stranded. But you know what? No, we need to strand them. We definitely need to strand them. We need them to figure out another way home. Because you know what? We're worth something too. Yes, them getting home alive is important, but our livelihood is also important. We need to get paid better. And we can't do this anymore. We just can't. Now, I also want to address some misconceptions. Some people think, am I jumping on the protest for a day and it'll be done? No. No. This is step 1. You protest on St. Patrick's Day to start. Throughout the weeks, we got to start talking about other things. Protesting at the green hubs. Writing letters to congressmen. We got to talk about, other days where we just don't drive. And yeah, you got to drive for Lyft or Postmates or DoorDash. I know for some of you, Lyft is just as bad. You know what? Uber is the leader. You've said it yourselves. You admit it. Whatever Uber does, Lyft does it as well. So if you want to change things, then yeah, you gotta hurt Uber, not Lyft, because Lyft isn't going to do anything. They should. They really should. They could take over the rideshare industry right now, but they won't do it. Because they're cowards. Frankly, they're cowards. So, I am not driving this weekend. I am not. I will not encourage anyone to drive. I encourage you to not drive. And this is not the end of the protest. This is the beginning of the protest. You want hashtag paid drivers fair to actually work? Yes, you don't drive this weekend or at the very least tomorrow. And if you must drive, you do it for Lyft or Postmates or Caviar or Grubhub, someone other than Uber. And no, don't do Uber Eats either. They're also off the table as far as I'm concerned. And it's just day one. You're going to have to do it long term, and you have to start having a backup plan to get out. The best thing everyone can do is to start looking for other ways to make money and start getting out of this. I might have even found something. Like someone called and I got a nice little job offer, I believe. And hopefully we can work it out. And with the advance and what I'm going to get for when the project's done, it will definitely afford me to not have to drive for Uber for a while. And hopefully we can keep it going so that I never have to drive for them again. And do I want to come back to Uber someday? Yes, because I love doing it. I just do. It's not that I like driving cheap passengers around who are ungrateful. I like talking to people, and I like seeing all the places, and I like seeing where it goes. But I can't do it anymore with them deliberately taking advantage of me. So I will not be driving St. Patrick's Day. Good money-making weekend, won't do it. Will not do it. I've read the comments, and I think I let my emotional side get the best of me this morning because of my experiences with what happens when people don't call Ubers or Lyfts and they get behind the wheel drunk. But you know what? That's their responsibility. It's not ours. And if more drivers are on the road to take care of people like that, I can guarantee you people want to know why. And we can tell them why. Now then, will this make a difference? To be honest, no, I don't think it will. But you know what? You got to do it anyway. You got to do it anyway because it's got to start at some point. It starts now. Guys, will they be hurt drastically by St. Patrick's Day? Probably not. I'm going to be honest. But you got to start somewhere. So start now. Just, it's like that, excuse when it's like, why do you smoke? It's like, it's bad for you. I can quit whenever I want. Why don't you quit now? I'll quit tomorrow. No. Start now. I'm not saying completely stop driving for Uber, but you know what? Start on the holidays. Start protesting on the holidays. And keep an eye on this channel. Listen to our podcast on Sunday. This topic's going to come up. And we might be able, with 4 of us together, one of which is a very smart, business-oriented woman, maybe we can start thinking of some good ideas on how to further the protest. But we start on St. Patrick's Day. If I read one article that says Uber had massive turnouts for drivers on St. Patrick's Day, I don't know what to tell you. And I know Uber is listening. They're trying to get us out there. I usually get like a $10 bonus per 10 rides every week. On St. Patrick's Day, I'm being offered 50 for 10. Huge jump. Very tempting. I could get a video game with that. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. So, I want to clarify that. I have decided ultimately that it is best if you do not drive on St. Patrick's Day. Will it make a big difference right away? No, it might not even make much of a difference, but you know what? You've got to start. You've got to make that stand. And it's not going to be a one-off. We have to do it again. Heck, we might have to do this every weekend until they get the message. We might have to do it every weekend while we start talking to other drivers and we let them know what's going on. And we have to be consistent about it. We just have to. For me, it starts tonight. I'm not going out to drive. And I encourage you not to go out either. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.